Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to Spin into Stillness. I'm Reverend Rob Banashak, and I'm delighted that you are here on this Wednesday evening or whenever you are watching the recorded version of the live stream. Glad that you're here to continue on with your meditation practice or perhaps to establish one. But what a great way to come together midweek to do a quick, assessment of how your week's going and maybe to set some intentions for the remaining days of the week ahead. And we have two steps in our little meditation process. And the first step is to set that intention. And we do that by writing it down. So when you've come here tonight, you had some sort of expectation or some sort of desire, some sort of intention, spoken or not, that you had to that you would like to have manifest as a result of you participating. So maybe you're looking at, getting in touch with a deeper part of you, which is really my personal mission. Maybe you want to sleep better. Maybe you want to be more relaxed. Maybe you're looking for some deeper insight or guidance for an issue that you have in your life. And when we go deep into the stillness, we hear answers from a voice that I consider the uh, the eternal voice, the eternal me, the part of us that goes beyond this physical body. And setting that intention kind of puts us on a course for the journey, for the small amount of time that we have together, and allows us to give the universe some direction, give the deep me, the eternal me, some indication of what we would like to do, and then allowing that deep me, that eternal me, to respond accordingly, uh, to help give information about where we need to go or what we need to do to reach this intention. And so writing it down is like, I feel it's an emphasis. It's a statement of emphasis that allows us um, to give clarity. I know that I often think I want things or that I'm looking for things, but I don't really articulate it in any clear way, or I find myself, kind of apprehensive about doing that. Maybe because I'll be disappointed for any number of reasons. But writing things down, I know if you keep a journal, for instance, if you write down your desires, if you write down what you want out of a job or out of a relationship, or how you want to see yourself evolve, chances are, if you write it down and let it go and release your attachment to it, it is going to happen and it's going to come back to you sometimes in ways that you never even expected, which is the releasing our attachment to it. So before we go on, let's set that intention. Let's write it down. If you don't have paper, that's fine. Just write it down. Just kind of, pretend like you're writing it in the palm of your hand so that either with the slip of paper or with the writing on your hand, you can hold it close to you during the meditation and allow it to have some energy, because I'm going to write the words everyone's intentions on one of my slips of paper. Because if we were together, I would gather everybody's written down intentions and they would be folded. I wouldn't be looking at them. And I would send them off into the flames, into a burning bowl, which I will do this evening as well, but by proxy with this little slip of paper. So if you send me that energy, it's like I've collected your slip and thrown it off into the flames. So let's write it down now and see where we go. So I've written mine. Write the words, everyone's intentions. So everyone's intentions were right there. And then again, this is the one that's going to gather the energy of everyone. And this includes whoever's watching this as a recorded or listening to this as an audio. Your energy makes this unique meditation a unique experience. So even if you come here every week, each week, even if we drew the same card every week, which is the next on my list to talk about, it would be a unique experience. So regardless of when you watch this, you're adding your energy to this specific meditation, this specific card draw, this specific interaction that we have. And so I think that's what magic is all about. In my book, it's how we each bring our uniqueness to wherever we are, and frankly, whenever we are. So that's part one, setting that intention, adding your energy, and giving the universe some direction. The next is to get a little more information from an oracle card deck, and it's called the Star Codes Astro deck. I love this card deck. A very simple deck that has cards representing various aspects of astrology. And you don't have to believe in the mysticism of the card, but the card is going to have a word and an image and some background that I will read from the book. And that is all going to offer a new perspective or a different perspective, a shift in the bird's eye view of whatever you're seeking for your intention. And perhaps combined with your intention will allow you to just meditate or settle in to your intention or your question or your statement with that additional information from the card when we meditate into the stillness. So I'm going to shuffle this deck of cards and I'm going to draw the top card because if I were with you or if I was doing a reading with you, for instance, I would spread all the cards out. You would pick the card, but because I'm working for us as a proxy, drawing the top card means that I won't be using my own intuition to draw the card. I'll just draw the top card once I'm done shuffling. And that card will represent all of our, basically it'll be the information that we all need for our unique and individual intentions that we've set. So it's kind of one card for all intentions for tonight's session. So I will shuffle a bit. And while I'm doing this, you might want to get yourself comfortable, prepare for meditation. If you get yourself into a position where you are relaxed, yet still remaining as alert as you can, so that you can have a conscious dialogue with that deep self, with your inner voice, with your divine me, however you choose to look at that part of you that transcends our physical state. If you can remain as alert as you can, helpful for you, and you will know that you have done your part to continue your meditation practice. If you doze off, believe me, I have been one to doze off during meditations, during talks or classes. I mean, I am not immune from this. But with meditation, I always find that even though it feels like you might have been asleep, you are always semi in this state where you may feel like you have completely conked out, but you actually remain quite alert because of the tones that we play with the drums or the sound of my voice. I mean, if it doesn't, put you to sleep, perhaps it enlivens you in some way, or I'm talking about something that you can really identify with. So here we're ready. I think I've shuffled enough. We may draw a card that we've seen before, guys, but that just means that that card is uniquely addressing our intention that we set this evening, or it might have a significant view that keeps popping up for you or for me or for this community that we might want to just kind of explore a little more deeply. Maybe we didn't hear the message the first time, or we didn't implement it the first time as well as we could have. Regardless, we are ready to choose that card. And here we go. Top card is oh, I believe I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I don't think we've had this card before, which is the South Node card. South Node card, and this is about our past. Past and how it will relate to the intention that we've set. So once we start, it will be your work with yourself to figure out how what you're seeing in the card, what you're hearing about the card, addresses that intention that you set for yourself. So I put the card up on the screen so that you can see it right there. South Node. It's a dark card. It's a really, really pretty card. So as I read about this card, how does it feel? How does it relate to the intention that you've set? How is what I'm about to read in this card speak to you and that intention as well? Putting it all together so that you can have a nice, informed discussion with that divine you. South Node, past. Right. The South Node describes what you bring along from past lives, including this one, by the way. Your skills, your proclivities, your addictions, your weaknesses, your unfinished business, and a physical place within your body that you may hold tension or ancient karmic stories. The lunar nodes are the points on the zodiac where the moon's orbit crosses the ecliptic when the moon, sun, and earth exactly line up here. A shadow mysteriously covers the sun or moon and creates an eclipse. The ancients thought a giant creature cast those shadows and referred to the nodes as the head and the tail of a dragon. Where the moon descended toward the south is the dragon's tail. Is the dragon's tail. Our action for this card. The situation, and that means the intention that we've set, has its roots in some past karmic pattern, the origins of which are not clear. You either need to apply skills that you were born with or look again to old problems and work to heal them. The situation feels hauntingly familiar, but without a story to go with it, echoing traces from another time or life. An old love or a familiar enemy may return, or the patterns involved could remind you of an earlier difficult chapter. If someone triggers your South Node, you may feel like you owe them or they owe you. And while that may be true, this accounting won't help now. Cleanly deal with what is on the table and stay in the present moment. That's key. More on this later. Learn new ways to respond, new skills that help when old trauma is triggered or when old cravings sing their siren song. Break that spell. Use breathing techniques. Investigate dialectical behavior therapy, or do something unexpected just to break those patterns and give you more options here and now. Stay focused on a healthy future of your own making. The challenge of this card: under stress, you may fall back on familiar defenses and relive what you've always lived. PTSD, flashbacks, and addictive habits or relationships all operate around your South Node. The gift of this card: use this opportunity to heal triggers and patterns from the past, take them as teaching moments and learn. Then your hard-earned skills and wisdom can help build your future. So I love this card, and I don't think we've had it before, actually. So that's one more that we've added to the used bin or drawn bin. So this write up about the card talks a lot about triggers. Now, the one thing that I have been learning about and working with my own triggers is that all triggers are my issue. So somebody does something to trigger me, or some situation happens that does trigger some sort of post-traumatic stress. Uh, are are for those of us that are working through issues proactively in therapy. They really become our uh, the triggers become our way of changing, of making that shift that allows for us to have a future that doesn't include the triggers. So when we are triggered, when we have that little thing go off in us, when someone says something that makes us feel defensive, and as a defensive person, it is a feeling. It's like, for me, it's like a ringing in my head. Like when I get defensive, like my voice gets higher, I start to respond physically in some way, and I know I've been triggered. And usually we bulldoze right over those triggers. But this card shows us that we may be faced with a trigger in the very near future, either tonight or tomorrow or this week, or it may be advising us during ongoing triggers to be curious about them. And instead of just unconsciously revisiting old behaviors or allowing ourselves to be back to where we started with any progress that we've made, just be curious, figure out why, and if not why, figure out how, or grow to understand that just by stopping and asking the question, you've already empowered yourself to choose differently for the moment ahead. So the trigger happens, and you just take a pause. Like this book says, take a deep breath, which can change so much. You take a deep breath, you let that breath settle, and then you choose how that trigger will affect you once you have empowered yourself. Look, you may want to continue to be angry or responsive in some way, but rather than allow yourself to be swept over by it, you get to master it by just pausing in that moment. And the idea is, if we allow ourselves to be curious about this trigger, which has something to do with where we've come from, then we fully operate in the present moment without the baggage from the past. We can move toward the future without the baggage from the past. Your life may have been filled with things or had one specific incident, as mine is, because we all have it, some sort of traumatic incident or incidents. But once we recognize them as adults, and once we become aware of them, then we choose whether they become part of our identity or not. We choose. It doesn't erase them. It doesn't say we ignore them. It just says, yes, this happened to me. And yes, from this point forward, it will no longer make me feel weak or incapacitated or small. Instead, I can choose to feel something differently when this trigger comes about. So, a lot of sermonizing, but I'm so passionate about this triggering aspect because it's something I've had to be working on for specifically for like a year, I think. And it's exciting work. It's challenging work, but it's manageable, and it helps us all to be better when we can figure out how to respond rather than react. So, all that aside, let us go deep. You're already comfortable. So we're going to start right away by taking our deep breaths together. With every breath that you draw, inhale, fully expand your stomach. So feel the air coming down and out through your stomach, and hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly, nice and slowly. And then we pause once we exhale all that breath, and then we do it all again. We do it 3 times together, relaxing a little more each time that exhale happens. And then we will allow you to hit it on your own, keeping that intentional breathing, but also at your own pace. But let's start together. So let's inhale through our nose and hold And exhale slowly. Inhale again. And exhale slowly. And hold. And one last deep breath together. Inhale. And hold. And exhale slowly. As you allow your eyes to close gently. And as we now breathe on our own, at our own pace, but remembering to breathe deeply, let's imagine ourselves getting lighter in weight with each breath. Let us imagine our body becoming softer as it becomes lighter. Every breath more and more relaxed, and every breath relieves any tension that we're feeling in our body or in our emotional or mental state. Every breath more and more relaxed, more and more open to hearing our deep voice, more and more open to recognizing our radiant specialness. And as our body becomes softer and more relaxed, as that tension from both our physical and our mental states releases and is relieved, we're left now with an idea of our individual self. Our body is relaxed, and closing our eyes has allowed us to go to this infinite space within. It's a universe within. This universe in our mind. We feel so safe and so peaceful. Because we're so intentionally relaxed. And in this safe spot, let's think about that intention that we have set. Let's think about that intention that we have set, and let us think of the card, the words South Node, the word past, And as we think about these two things, let's go a little deeper. Let us think about something that might be preventing us from seeing clearly about this intention, or that might be frustrating us about not being able to fully express this intention. Something that we've been telling ourselves is preventing it. So maybe my intention was to be more firm in my meditation practice. More disciplined, and what I'm finding is that I'm not getting what I thought I was going to get out of it. This is a triggering experience because it may remind me of something else I thought I would be comfortable with or good at, but I wasn't. Whatever that narrative, whatever boundary or limit that you've set, telling yourself it is why this intention has been so challenging. This experience, this triggered experience, is something from our past, either our immediate past or our long ago past. Be gentle with yourself as you reflect on this experience. Hold this experience. And if you can't think of one experience, think of the feeling, the defensiveness, the triggering notion. And be kind to yourself as you do. Our work here on this evening and beyond is to learn to respect where we've come from. But to choose how we have it expressed in our current life right now. Our rough childhoods might have caused us a lot of issues as we've gotten older, but tonight we get to bless that experience, and we get to envision a life that leverages that experience, that uses that experience to make us stronger, gain new knowledge, have a new passion or advocacy. That is what this difficult experience brings as an opportunity. And just allow yourself to feel your resistance to any proaction that is coming to your mind that you might take. So way that you can breathe through that triggering situation, thereby releasing it because you've chosen to release it. Again, you're not pretending like it didn't happen. You're simply saying, I am the me that I am because of all things that have happened in my life, including this one that I consider not so great. And now, if you can, in this space where you've identified that limit, that experience from the past that holds information about why you're dealing with something right now, even if it's an addiction or a codependency, just be gentle with it. By breathing as you think about it and thinking of a life that may transcend it, you empower you. And so just for the next moment or two, become aware of a voice that is singing a beautiful song of love, safety, acceptance, embracing. And as you listen closely for that song, however it sounds, you hear truth, insight, support, encouragement from that beautiful, radiant, deep self and voice. Hear how that deep me, that presence within, is helping you, giving you understanding, maybe even showing you a way to an evolved space from that intention. Gently, but clearly, thank the deep me, the eternal me, the divine me within. Just offer your thanks to that essence. Feel the truth about that essence, that it has never and will never leave you. What it says only need be discovered, not created from nothing. Feel the love of your deep, beautiful you, of your deep, beautiful me. Wrap yourself in it. Allow it to strengthen you. knowing you can come back here anytime you'd like to get that little infusion of magical energy, of spiritual uplift. And now with 3 quick breaths, let us bid so long farewell to our deep self, which never leaves, always stands as a sentinel, always there for us. But let us return to our physical body on the earth material plane by taking 3 quick breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale again, and exhale. And one more deep breath. Inhale, exhale quickly, and open those eyes. And there we are. Taking quite a journey together. So really the intention is to latch on to that feeling of strength and empowerment that comes just by making a pause when anything that triggers us from our past triggers us. It's just a pause. It's a breath. It's a message to your deep self, to your deep me. I hear you. I am not this situation. It is a part of me, but I am not it. I can be whoever and whatever I want to be. I can be me. I can be glorious and radiant because I am. So it's a leap, but I think it's a really important card. I'm so glad we got it tonight. I'm so glad it was a new one, I think. So let us take that energy and let us send that energy off into the flames. Always exciting. I'm going to put them in together because this way they burn together. So I start with one, toss it in, and then toss the other one in with it as they catch flame together. So we've released our attachment. We've taken the step to articulate ourselves, to be decisive about what we are expecting. And then we release our attachment to it. And I'd love to hear stories about how it comes back. I would love to. So say hello in the comments. Please like, subscribe, all those things. But also say hello in the comments in YouTube and in Facebook. And even if you're watching it from one platform, go to the other platform and just hit like and leave a comment. Say hello. Let's keep building this community. Let's get people comfortable with sharing or just being there for one another during these lovely Wednesday evenings together. So that is our beautiful spin this evening. Kathleen and Sue on Zoom, always faithful. I appreciate you so much. Let's see who else is around. Sue, glorious, radiant. We are. Thank you for your comment. Let us see what is going on the Facebooks, on the other platforms. And if I don't get to acknowledge you, a lot of times the way Facebook is especially, I see different things at different times. So I get a notification and then I'll see your, there's Monica. Hi, Monica. You are welcome. Thanks for joining. That was our old one. Let's see. Hello. Hello to me. Hi, Smiley. Thanks for joining it. Alex, appreciate it. All right. So I'll check the YouTubes too. But again, if I don't catch you, say hello, please. You can even say hello if you're watching the recording because I'll still see it and can still continue to know that we're all here for one another. I love you all very much, and I'm so grateful that you are here when you are here. YouTube's too, but so let's sign off for our Wednesday evening. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your week, and I will meet you back here for next week's Spin into Stillness. In the meantime, check out my website, thespiritualspinister.com. Check out any of my past recordings on SoundCloud, and check out some of the music that I create as well. I believe that my relationship with music is one that is extremely spiritual and really does fulfill my life. So grateful to do it in so many ways. That's all. Have a great week and night, and I will again see you back here. I love you.